Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Gran Turismo 7. It's that time once again for Liveries of the Week. This is episode number 5, and if you want your chance to enter these episodes, then feel free to tag your creations with this hashtag above. This way I can go ahead and search them and find them in the easiest way possible. Now I do want to give a big thank you to everybody that entered their liveries for this week's episode, and a big congratulations to everyone who got featured. So let's start off with, I want to say, Zuno, who has this amazing custom design for the Porsche 992 GT3 RS. He has a bunch of these, so there is tons to pick from. There really is a style that suits everyone, so I'm just highlighting one of the many different versions he has of these amazing custom liveries. They look absolutely fantastic, and with the right colour swap you can really get some amazing themes going on with these. The 992 GT3 RS is perhaps one of my favourite road cars in the entirety of Gran Turismo 7, so for me it was an absolute no-brainer when I saw a bunch of these popping up using that hashtag that I mentioned at the beginning. In terms of the actual design itself, it does have a very nice flair to it. Again, they are fully customizable, so you can add as many different colours as you possibly want. And in terms of the actual liveries, they really make some nice custom looking aero work. Overall, this is a fantastic design, every single one of them. Again, there was a bunch of them and I didn't want to kind of feature too many in one video, but again, massive congratulations to him and fantastic work once again. So this one is a bit of a free part livery, something completely different by Aussie Pug, who has this amazing barn find stages. So for stage 1 we have the rusted out look, then we have the sort of, bare metal restoration for stage 2, and then if we move on to stage 3, as you can see, it's telling a bit of a story. This car is almost returned to its former glory in a stunning Castrol Racing livery. Honestly, I absolutely loved every single stage of this one, but for me, that original version when it's all rusted out with the holes looks absolutely fantastic. It genuinely looks like a believable car that's just been sat in a scrapyard for the longest time. It really feels like a bit of a proper abandoned race car, kind of brought back to life and roaring once again on the tracks. This is an amazing livery, and in all honesty, the liveries that tell stories are just some of my absolute favourites. And to split this into 3 custom parts to tell a different story along the stages was just absolutely amazing. On to number 3, this is for the Renault RS01 GT3 from 2016 by Valhalla Rising, who has this amazing version of what is the pretty much default livery for this car. I think we all know this car shrouded in that black and yellow look. I think it looks absolutely incredible, and for this design it's kind of turned up to 11. I think it looks very bold, it's very in your face, and it's very, very eye-catching. I absolutely love this one, and this is a car that I haven't really used too much in terms of GT7, and I now feel like I actually have a decent excuse to go ahead and use it. If I'm totally honest, it's a very deceiving livery. When you look at it from a standard viewpoint, it looks very much like the base model. However, once you start looking into it in more detail and you've got it on and you're racing with it, you can really start seeing those smaller details come to life. And again, I absolutely love that about designs. Very much a very nice play on the standard version that we do see in game. Up next, the R92 CP. As you can see from the description, this is a modern day take on the R92, and I think it looks absolutely incredible. I genuinely could see this at a historic festival. It's all littered with the, 24-hour Le Mans branding, the Nissan Nismo branding, the iconic number 23, the R92 plastered all over the car, the PlayStation sponsors. Again, I feel like this is when a sort of privateer company buys out these classic race cars and then decides to take them to sort of like, the historic festivals where, a few tweaks and livery changes to what we originally saw. In all honesty, I could genuinely see that happening with the style and design of this car, and I think it looks absolutely fantastic. Again, some of the key details for me was the GT Academy and the Japanese flag on those sort of aero flaps. I think it looks absolutely fantastic, and the red that was used as well, beautiful. Up next, we have Imperator Vincent. This is the Dodge Viper ACR replica, obviously using a wide-body Viper GTS from 2013, and I think it looks absolutely incredible. The Viper ACR is an absolute American icon in my opinion, and again, it's an absolute shame, just like I said in my review for this car, that this car is completely gone now. In terms of the ACR, we don't actually have that proper model in game, so the best we can do is obviously recreations of that, and this one feels absolutely at home in Gran Turismo 7. It's a great replica, it's kind of not too over the top, very much looking like an ACR, and I've really absolutely loved this livery. Again, it's not too much, it's not too in your face, it's not got kind of the ACR style and then a bunch of different decals plastered everywhere. Up next, we have Haycord, who's got this amazing 1991 Roof RCT. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. Maybe it's RUF, but I'm pretty sure it's Roof. In terms of this car, it looks absolutely fantastic. One thing I did really take note of, not just the bumpers themselves, but the actual wheels used seem to match this car absolutely perfectly. To be honest, when it comes to sort of wheel choice, and I guess these sort of replica cars and such, a lot of them are just slightly off, but when it comes to the wheels that were actually used for this livery, I think it looks absolutely fantastic. He has a bunch of these Porsche themed liveries, and I think they look absolutely incredible, or should I say Roof. I'm not really quite sure which one we're going for there, but in terms of these sort of Porsche based liveries, he does have a massive collection of them, and I think every single one of them looks fantastic, but this one for me absolutely caught my eye straight away. In all honesty, I think this one will be around in my collection for quite a long time. So let's move back to race cars next with the Volkswagen Scirocco. This one is by GT vs Forza, who has this amazing Ridge Racer 2 replica livery. I'm a massive fan of Ridge Racer games. I've played every single one of them. I think they're all fantastic to a point. Again, when it comes to the classics and some of, the PSP generation games, I do absolutely love them. And I'm so happy to see these liveries getting recreated in GT7. Every time I see one, it's an instant like from me and instantly added to the collection. And it's the same here for the VW Scirocco. This is on the Group 4 model. So again, if you do want to use it in the likes of daily races, then you can go ahead. I just honestly absolutely love it. And the shade of blue that is used here, I honestly think is one of the most eye-catching shades of blue I've ever seen in terms of body paint in the entirety of GT7. I absolutely love this one. So if you do want a pretty high chance of getting featured in this series, go ahead and make me a Ridge Racer replica livery. I absolutely love every single one of them. And that is going to move me on to Nelly 705, who has this Advan Lancer, and it was a Mother's Day special, hence the bright pink as well as the beautiful black. In terms of the colours themselves, I actually think this one works really well. Again, it is something that I could genuinely see hitting up a track day or a tuner festival or just something like that. I think it looks absolutely superb. It is again a great blend of the really dark black mixed in with that very vibrant and bright pink, and it's on my favourite ever generation of Lancer Evolution, the Lancer Evo 5 from 1998. In terms of the car itself, it is absolutely amazing, and in terms of the aero choices as well, I think these really suit the car. These big long spoilers, again, I think with some of the tuner cars just goes a little bit overboard, but not so much with the Evos. In terms of the next livery, it's going to be a bit of a shameless plug. This is by myself. This is my Team Parker Racing AMG GT4 replica from 2024. It took me around about 8 or 9 hours to recreate this livery from images that I had off of Google. I saw this car in person recently at Donington Park for the GT Cup, and straight away it caught my eye, and I thought, do you know what? I have to recreate that livery. And to be honest, I've never really made any before. I think I made a bit of a Joker feeler, which is sort of going around and doing the rounds in GT7 right now. But in terms of proper liveries that I actually took my time over, this is my first attempt, and I think it turned out, well, rather pretty well. For me, this is again because we don't have the official GT4, using a road car as a base model and trying to make it just look as close to the real thing as possible. So if you do want to, go ahead and check this one out. It's by yours truly. So one more livery to go. This one is by Just GT Game. Gaming, who has this fictional Mugen Honda Civic RR. Now, if you know me, you know I'm an absolute fanboy when it comes to Hondas. I own a Honda Civic Type R in real life. I think they're fantastic cars. Again, I know in the early 2000s they got the whole sort of rice thing going on with them, but honestly, I'm a sucker for whether it's B series, K series, just the Type R branding in general. When these things are tuned properly, I think they are absolutely incredible machines. And well, naturally aspirated VTEC, I just honestly think it's an addiction at this point. So this one just had to make it on the list. Being a little bit of a Honda fanboy, I really had to get this one on there, and I think it looks absolutely fantastic. Again, it's not too over the top, it's just got the right style in the right colours, just in the right places, and I think it really is an absolutely amazing livery. So for me, this one certainly had to go on there. One thing that really caught my eye is the actual plate of the car itself. I think this is a really nice, sweet little detail. So there we go, liveries of the week, episode 5 done and dusted. Again, if you want your livery to go ahead and feature in this series, be sure to use the hashtag above. I do check it every other day or so, and hopefully we should be able to get on a bit of a weekly basis as time goes on. I know some weeks I do miss, and I do apologise for that, but again, I'm a one-man band. Things such as updates and such do have to sort of take priority, and sometimes I do end up kind of missing a few weeks. But again, massive thank you to all of you guys watching this, and a massive thank you to everyone who submitted their liveries. Anyway, that's going to be it from me. Take care, guys. Peace.